Welcome. Welcome to another episode of We Did a Podcast.
It's a podcast.
It's a podcast. We're excited to have
a
you listen in here.
party.
I'm David. I have with me physically Franklin.
I am here
And we
in
have
the physical realm
Not
with
mentally.
you, David.
and we have digitally our special guest from the Yeah No podcast, and also just from life, Danny B.
I am a guest to this life. Hi. Hello. Thank you for having me.
Hello, young Daniel.
I needed a comment. David, I don't know if you heard about the news today, but we can't have French things in America anymore because...
Oh, that's a good point. I'm
Yeah.
pouring a piping hot cup of covfefe out of my French press. And this is it, guys. We're turning in all our French stuff. No more French fries.
I
no more
hate
surrendering.
Covfefe so much, man, but I'm pretty sure that people are going to capitalize on it. I mean, I know someone's making shirts already, but...
Oh,
Do you think
yeah.
Starbucks will have a Covfefe?
I'm wondering if they're going to make a blend. Someone's going to make a blend of Covfefe.
Oh, they need
Covfefe
to.
special blend?
Cavif.
How ridiculous. I just pictured Donald Trump on the can, like passing out, like going in and out of consciousness. And then
he's
he just
pushing too hard?
Yeah, he just fell asleep on the toilet and sent it out an accident. And then he woke up like 3 hours later in a daze. He's like, oh, God, I gotta delete this.
What surprises me is how quick all of that crap just caught on. Like, I literally found out what Cavif was, and it was that day, and then like an hour later, I mean, Imager had totally turned into just Cavif.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
It's memes spread faster than like infectious diseases. It's really
Seriously.
impressive.
But
Memes,
like wildfires with infectious diseases.
Oh, my gosh.
memes and fictitious t-shirt designs are the first ones on the scene.
Well, our Covfefes aside, listeners, we have a fantastic episode for you today. Today we're going to be talking about...
Now you've set a high bar, and now we have to knock it out of the park.
I mean, it's going to be fantastic. I set nothing but high bars, Frank.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna disappoint everyone.
Oh, that's
They're like,
nothing
man,
new.
who's this new guy?
We're talking about technology that the next generation won't understand. So old technology that maybe us 90s kids and even some of those lame early 2000s kids will understand. But after that, you ain't going to get this anymore.
like hoop and stick.
Hoop and stick, like ball in a cup.
Yeah.
Like ball in a cup, like paddle ball.
So we usually do a top three, bottom three, but today we're just going to have a top three given the nature of this list and
going
also that there's
hard.
going to be three of us. So Franklin over here is going to start us off with his three technologies that the next generation just won't be able to comprehend. Why don't you hit us with it?
All right, so I'm starting off with the feeling of buying a new video game
Oh, you don't think
and
they'll have
owning that whole game.
Oh.
Damn, that's a good one. That is
a good one.
because
Yeah,
that
just like-
feel.
Yeah, right. The only thing you can do once you've beaten a game back in the day was just like run the time trials and compete
Yeah.
against yourself.
Or they'd have like
Yeah.
a bonus content that was like right as soon as you finished, or just go
Yes.
back through the game.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
true. You used to have to work for unlockable characters. Now you just have to pay for them.
Or just having all the available weapons and cars eventually.
Oh my gosh.
Being able to like
Ye-
grind there and not have to spend a bunch of money
You know it's
to
a
get your
good game.
things. What's
Yeah,
a good
you know,
game?
You know it's a good game when you can actually, right as soon as the credits go and they finish, and it's just like, you want to play it again, but with this gun? And you're just like,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Would you like to be superhero?
Yes. please.
What about God mode?
What's funny
Yeah.
to me is when you first started that sentence, I thought you were talking about buying physical games, which I could also see
Yeah.
being something that eventually
Yeah.
gets phased out. Which I don't know about you guys, but when I would get like an original Xbox or a PS2 game and it was all wrapped up in cellophane,
Mm-hmm.
when you like open it and you can like smell the booklet and all that high quality ink,
Dude, what
that's
about
a
even
good smell, man.
That
What about-
fresh factory smell?
Yeah.
what about even going further back and then like when you would like rent or buy a game, an N64 game from like Hollywood Video or something like that.
Oh, that's gonna be gone for sure.
And it used to come in those big ass like VCR cassette things. It's like
Yes.
huge. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like you pop that.
Or
open.
having the time crunch on you to finish the game.
I know.
because you're gonna have to take it back tomorrow.
Well, I guess Redbox still kind of does that, but part of that you lose is I'm going to talk about a little bit in my list is like on a 64 game you would rent it from Blockbuster and there would be other people's save files So if you wanted
Yep.
just to like, check it out in the future, you could be like, let me see where this guy got or what happened. But now you rent a game, even if you could rent a game, I mean, it's just a disc. There's no saves on it.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing on it.
It's just a sterile.
Just the game.
disc.
Ain't nothing but the whole game.
Ain't nothing but
It's
half
not the whole game. Though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's the quarter of the game, if anything, really.
Yeah, but you know what? One more thing on this I want to toss out. The newest Star Wars Battlefront 2 that's coming out. I don't know if you guys played Battlefront
Gonna be
1,
worth
but
it.
oh my gosh. Battlefront 1 had like 4 levels. And then it had like 7 levels you could get with the $60 season pass or $50, whatever it was.
That's cheap.
And Battlefront 2, they've actually already said there's going to be no season pass for it,
Thank the Lord.
which is interesting.
See, this is the thing. I think like video game companies need to jump on that like ASAP. They need to like redeem the industry. And if one person is just like, you know what, let's do a full game. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
Let's give them the whole enchilada on this one.
Well,
Just
I
like-
kind of feel like there's a pushback on it a little bit, and now they're starting to feel it, and hopefully we go back towards
That's what I think
getting,
so too. I mean, the smartest companies are the ones that adapt really quick, you know, and
Yeah.
it's
Like a chameleon.
like a chameleon, and it's a lot. I'm thinking it's gonna be a lot like that one meme where like the guy comes into the office and he's just like, we need brand new ideas, and then the guy's just like, well, what about the whole game? Genius.
But how will we make money? What's kind of funny about that too is we sort of did it to ourselves by
Yep.
using things like GameStop and Amazon. By making a used game market, publishers were like, we need to find a way to squeeze every nickel and dime out of this $1 million title we just made. It's a bummer, but
Why don't they put it more arcades?
that's a good point. Well, man, I'm getting like really nerdy here right now, but I'm down for it. Arcades died out because home consoles became a thing.
Yeah.
In the 80s, people didn't have a machine that was that powerful. So if you wanted to play a top-of-the-line game, you had to go to the arcade and spend your quarters. But then people got machines that could play arcade-quality games in their house, and it was like, well, what's the point?
And now arcades are barcades, and they're hella expensive.
Yeah.
Or Dave and Buster's.
Well, you know what? Over in El Paso, we have Rubik's. 2 of them now.
Yes.
Well,
Which
they
is
got
actually
two now.
voted one of the...
And
Where's the second
Funkmeyer's.
one now?
And
There's a
Funkmeyer's.
second Rubik's?
It just opened up on the east side last week.
Whoa.
Not a
gross.
sponsor, but hey, that's a potential one we might be able to nab.
That'd
We'll
be
see.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be tight.
Just give me like some quarters.
1 million allowances of quarters.
Out here in Seattle, they've got a couple. I mean, there's a lot.
Oh, dude.
There's a
I was
lot.
gonna say Seattle's got a crazy retro game
Oh man,
scene. I'm sure there's a ton.
Oh,
of them.
that too. But yeah, and then they have the like corporate arcade places like here at South Center Mall. And it's literally like a whole top floor of a mall is an arcade, but it's hella expensive.
Gosh.
Very. You have to like have a credit. It's like a card that has credit for your trials, basically. But
They should have an artificial jingle when you're walking around.
an artificial.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
should
every
artificially
step is like a
jingle.
penny or something.
Yeah. Arcades. They're back.
Yeah, hopefully they stick around. I'd be down.
Definitely. So number 2, I've got incandescent light bulbs. They've already been phasing out like the less efficient ones.
Yeah.
Everything's going to LEDs. They're more efficient. They last longer. They're brighter. You can change some of the LED light bulbs colors with your cell phone. Some of them have speakers built into them, David and Danny. They have speakers in your light bulbs.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I've seen them. They're awful, but that's cool, right?
Yeah, it's something.
It is
Well-
something.
Speaking of the Paris climate agreement, this is actually like a good one. This one makes sense. You know what I mean? Because it's like
Yeah, I could
other
just
light
logically
bulbs
see this happening.
are just filling up landfills, and these other light bulbs last way longer. They're more energy efficient. It's just a smarter decision also.
Would it be greener if after we were done with our light bulbs, we just took them outside and like smashed them?
Maybe not.
Can you compost light bulbs? Probably not.
Probably the glass.
They're-
Well, the glass.
they're
It's
glass.
probably just the the chemicals inside of it.
Oh, well, it's the, what is it, tungsten?
I'm pretty sure it runs on magic.
Ah, magic. And magic
So you
isn't,
can't recycle
isn't green.
magic.
You can't, and it gives off a lot of carbon monoxide.
That's true.
that's
That's
what-
definitely true.
That's why the wizards died out.
That's true.
Yep, everybody knows that.
Science on We Did a Podcast right now. Science.
It's not.
I'm
fossil.
pretty sure I remember that on my 8th grade tax test.
And that's why Frank repeated 8th grade.
I only remember doing it one time.
Oh, okay. Well, that counts.
Everyone
Pretty
knows.
sure.
Everyone knows that Saudi Arabia has the highest concentration of wizard oil, and that's why the world.
Oh my gosh.
or genie oil, I should say.
Genie oil. Yeah, you got to be culturally appropriate, Daniel.
Sorry.
Jeez, man.
Woo! Okay, got my zinger in there.
Nailed it.
Woo! What's number 3? Hit me with number 3.
Yeah, you got another
big
one
boy.
for us. Give us one more.
Oh yeah, I forgot I was doing a thing. Number 3, wired charging cables. There's already a few
Yeah.
wireless chargers on the market. Yeah, I can see that getting done away with.
Yeah, I think Apple's not going to do that for a couple generations because they came up with this whole dongle thing.
Dongle.
Oh, the dongle.
What is
That's
the
true.
dongle?
You don't know about the dongle, bro?
No, I don't know about
Oh,
the dongle.
man.
It sounds like
Dongle
you guys are
in
just
yet?
making stuff up. That's a
Nope.
ridiculous name.
Yeah, no,
What
it's,
is
it's
the
the real
dongle?
name. Yeah.
Somebody
the
tell me
name,
about the
yeah.
dongle.
Should
dongle.
I? Okay, well,
Yeah.
Dongle.
if you have an iPhone 7 or higher, or even the newest generation of MacBooks, the baseline MacBook actually has only 1 or 2 USB-C ports, and so does the iPhone 7. They do not have a headphone port. They only have 1 charging port and maybe 1 other USB-C port. So everything you want to run in, such as this FireWire cable or a Thunderport cable, you're going to have to buy an adapter for. And those are the dongles. There's an adapter for literally everything. And for your phone. You can't plug your headphone right into your iPhone 7.
I don't like adapters.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
I lose them.
But it's another way to make some money because
It's
now
the
everyone's got to
money.
buy an adapter
Because each
for
of those
everything they
dongles is
need.
at least $15 each, probably.
Jeez.
What the dongle?
It's a total Nintendo move.
Mm-hmm.
That's super not cool.
Yeah, very lame.
That's Apple.
Yeah, that's also actually part of the reason I think they're going to do away with the charging cable. Because how much does a
Interesting.
charging cable cost? Imagine if they could charge you every time you lost or like your base went out. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
your
gosh, that's true.
like your whole little wireless charging system.
Aren't the Samsung phones mostly on that now? Don't they do a lot of that? Where you just
I mean, I've seen it on all of them. These
can buy, like, a
little
third-party
stations. Yeah, you got to get like a case or something that's used for it. I'm going to make a prediction though. I'm following with Danny. I don't think Apple's going to make the move on it. But if Android picks it up first, and it becomes very accessible and everyone likes it, then Apple's going to
yeah.
have to follow
if
suit.
it becomes successful enough.
Because that's what those guys are always doing. They're just like copying each other's moves and seeing
Oh, yeah.
what rocks and what flops. So
I will say though, I mean, being an iPhone owner, it's good. You know, it does its thing, and I'm used to it by now. But like some of the Android phones that I've seen, like the higher quality ones, have just blown my mind. Like some of the,
I never know how to use them.
yeah, I don't. Oh yeah, obviously I don't know how to use them, and they're probably gonna crap out after a year anyway. But the cameras are incredible on most of them.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
cameras
that
are
is
really
one
nice.
thing they have over the iPhone. The iPhone camera is pretty nice. I mean, I feel I have a weird bar for iPhones because I just got off of like the 4S after breaking my other 2 6s.
You broke your phone? I don't remember that.
You remember you being a jerk.
I just remember you getting
remember
that
so
sweet
much.
screensaver.
Yeah, that
that-
really awesome screen protector.
It was pretty realistic. It definitely looked like my phone was super smashed.
For our listeners, Frank broke his screen. It was iPhone 5, wasn't it?
It was a 6.
It was a 6.
Yeah.
He
It was a
cracked his
6.
screen.
It was my replacement 6 for the 6 I lost on my birthday.
Oh, it was beautiful. For
Oh,
every time I saw Frank's phone, I tried to come up with a new joke about Frank's screen being broken. Like, oh, that's a sweet screensaver, man. That looks so realistic. Or, dude, I can't read this webpage very well. They put all these weird lines all over it. I can't understand what's being written
What's
on
funny
here.
is I know that you and Jake must be really long time friends because he also has that same screen protector, and he's
That's
had
true.
it for a hot minute on every.
Maybe it was
phone.
in a
Jake
2-pack
really
or
likes that
something.
one.
He keeps resetting it to that one. I don't know.
Most of the time he gets a new phone, he slaps that one on there.
Oh my gosh. Jeez.
We should have him some on time.
Yeah,
some
we need to
on
do
have
time.
him on sometime.
Have on time sometime. We should. Yeah,
Yeah, that would be cool. 4 people, we could debate something, or I
yeah,
don't
we
know.
can totally do that sometime. Eh?
That'd be really cool.
Interesting.
So Danny, you got 3 for us, or you want me to go? What do you want?
I've got. Yeah, we can go in. I'm just gonna throw out the big guns, the one that I've known.
Wait, so did I win?
Toss it out. We'll see if you win or not, girl.
Yeah, why don't you just hold back, Tiger? All right, I'm just gonna throw this out here. Kids will not know the glory of the beautiful piracy sites that we grew up with, such as Kazaa and LimeWire. And for those of you
BearShare.
yeah,
BearShare.
probably revealing a little bit about our age, but Kazaa is hella old. Actually, probably the one that came right after Napster, if I believe. Right.
I don't even remember Kazaa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe I used Kazaa either.
Kazaa. Yeah. So that was basically LimeWire. And,
Kazaa.
yes, Kazaa. Yeah. No. I think kids aren't going to know the feeling of like waiting maybe a couple of days to maybe watch like a 1 hour movie.
Yeah.
And
Oh my gosh, yeah.
just the satisfaction of having every song at your fingertips. I mean, you can do it now, but it's just like it was way more tangible because you could like have that song. I feel like you can still pirate it now. It's just, you know, companies have really become. I mean, the music industry has become a little savvy to it, and it's a little harder.
Yeah.
I think it's a
It's
little.
very sketchy. I received a letter
Oh,
from AT&T
yeah.
once asking me to please stop pirating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, I also think that at least as far as music goes, it's so easy to just stream music you want legally that it's kind of like put to bed pirating music.
Yeah.
Like if we had Spotify when we were in middle school, we probably wouldn't have pirated music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just would have been there.
I just wanted to hear it. Yeah. I think a big reason
it's
of
crazy stuff.
pirating too was just I was a big fan of. Oh, and I guess this could be my number 2. Also, it's kind of going into it. Creating a mixtape or a mix CD.
Oh, definitely.
Well, I would say it's kind of like making a playlist.
A
but
little bit like
it's not the
making a
same. You don't have to
playlist.
put the
It's
same amount
like-
of work
yeah.
into
You
it.
don't have to wait for it to render.
Particularly
It took
finalize.
way more work. Yeah, it took way more work, and then it was also like, I mean, let's talk about if you were going like super hardcore and you're making an MP3 CD. Remember those? You're
Oh,
fitting
yeah.
like 3 hours worth of library on there, and you're just like, well,
I-
you can't put it in your car.
I remember when I was first dating Michelle, we were hanging out with, and you guys know Lauren Falco. We were hanging out with this mutual friend of all of ours, actually, but not really anymore. But the point being, like, Lauren would have 12 MP3 CDs, and
my
none of
God.
them had names on them.
Oh my god.
So it was
Jake
just
does
like,
the same thing.
oh, really?
yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
I think
He,
you told me
he never
about
names
this.
his mixtapes. Mm-mm.
Yeah, he did that for a road trip we were taking to Santa Fe, and we stayed up so long the night before. And this wasn't too long ago. It was maybe like 4 or 5 years ago now. Maybe 6. Who knows? But I remember him making all these individual CDs, and my truck has an MP3 like CD player. I was like, dude, why don't you just make an MP3 CD and just save yourself some time? Just put them all in there. He's like, no. So I passed out. He was still up making CDs, and I woke up the next morning and they were all just white.
Oh my gosh.
Just maybe like 50 blank CDs.
Oh, that's a cringe right there.
You know what's this kind of ties back into the LimeWire thing, because like not knowing what song you're gonna get. Do you guys remember on LimeWire when you downloaded a song and the name was just wrong,
Yeah.
or just like wasn't the song?
The
you were
name was
looking
wrong.
for
Or you
at
would
all?
just like download an album you were really excited to listen to, and then it was just like some band's
Yep.
album, just some
And
random band.
more so with videos. Like we used to download a lot of anime, my sister and I, and we had, this is super nerdy, okay? So we like used to download anime videos and clips, and then we would make them into anime music videos, much like Machinima. And
Wow.
this
You
is
were ahead
back
of the
when we were
curve.
making like Windows Media Player music videos and stuff.
I didn't know this about you.
I know. I have a long anime past. And
You just leveled up your nerd skill.
yeah,
Just
and I
went
mean,
through-
hopefully if someone's listening, they're just like, oh, dude, I used to do that. And I'll just be like, okay, cool, let's hang out. But it was, that was the roulette that you played more so with downloading videos and foreign videos for animes also. It's like, that's a roll of the dice, because
yeah, you get some weird stuff.
you could get easily some terrifying kind of adult material
Things that can't be unseen.
that are mislabeled. Yeah.
Labeling is so important.
Yeah, that's the lesson of today's podcast. Label.
Yeah, it really is. Also, you used to have to give your computer aids, basically. I can't even count how many computers have
Oh
crashed.
my goodness,
Oh,
my
yeah.
poor old
Holy
Acer
crap.
laptop.
So
I
many.
killed computers.
Just dead.
I murdered them.
Or they'll
Yeah.
just be so just like overbearing with like with music and files, and then just like Yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? They
gosh.
just die.
What a mess.
Mm.
Disgusting. You got one more for us, Danny? What you got? Throw us one more.
All right, let's see. Probably just gonna pull this one out of the crack of my butt. Let's see.
Crispy.
You know what? This is going away too, and I think that kids nowadays might have some experience with it, but I know that this is getting phased out in newer models. But I'm gonna go ahead and say the tape deck, even the CD deck, but the tape deck and using the tape deck aux thing.
Oh, yeah, the little aux tape deck.
Yep.
Well, I would say
adapter.
I would go so far as to say almost like aux cable might be gone in another 10 years because everything's just straight Bluetooth now.
Yeah, we're gonna be
But
losing a lot of
you
cables.
lose so much audio quality doing Bluetooth in your car, though. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, you really do. But you already lose a lot of audio quality having MP3s. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, you do.
If
But
you
I mean,
really-
even more so with the Bluetooth,
Yeah, that's
man.
true.
I mean, you just.
That's rough.
And I mean, on a lot of phones, Bluetooths go out, and like even in cars, like their Bluetooth feature usually dies out pretty quick. So
that's rough.
that's one thing from the old world I'd like to hold on to is aux cables and tape, because the tapes sounded phenomenal.
I was about to say the best one of those things was always the tape.
Yeah.
Because you would get that FM transmitter that you would play through a radio station. Those are terrible.
Those are gone now
And-
for the most part. I mean,
and they would break in like, I don't know, like for me at least, like
Or just like
3
driving
months, and they're
by
just
another
done.
car. and
You
picking
pick up
what
their
they're playing
signal.
in their
Yeah.
car for a second.
Yeah, it's never good.
Well, and you
either.
just-
it's never
No.
something you want to hear.
yeah, and then at one point, like it would break, and then your songs would all be like on the back of it, and
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing I definitely don't mind. But to be honest, my car, I have an old car, and the speakers are dying and the CD player's broken. I almost wish I just had a tape deck in my car so I could just use one of those tape auxiliary things. Because those are awesome, man.
they
Those
really
like-
are. The sound quality's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, for real.
So what about you, Sir David? You have any 3 technologies that you're gonna miss?
Ladies, I got 3 for you.
David, I gotta say this coffee is quite delicious.
Thank you, man.
What,
Thank you.
a good
man.
buddy of mine got me a French press, a fine French press.
What blend is it? What Kavif blend is it?
It was Frank. The Kavif blend is it's Pike Place Roast, actually. Yeah, I didn't go there, but I got it from Starbucks.
Tight.
Not a sponsor.
But possibly.
Hit us up.
Hit us up, please.
Let me get that dirty venti iced chai tea latte up in here.
Well, we already talked trash about Starbucks a couple weeks ago, so if you're listening just to this episode, don't
Hopefully
go back.
just this episode.
Sorry.
Yeah,
We
only
didn't do
listen from this one forward.
Sorry, Howard
Yeah.
Schultz. I know you're a devoted listener.
Little Mermaid Company. Okay, so here's the 3 I got. I have the first one, memory cards for consoles.
Oh my
This is what I was
gosh.
talking about the first time.
Ooh.
So I got a little guessing game for you guys. PlayStation 1. How big was the memory card? Do you remember?
It was this big.
7.
It was this.
I mean,
Oh, you mean?
That's very good for this audio podcast. Danny.
Do you
No,
mean?
I
That's a really
mean
good way to
size.
Do you
explain
mean
what's going
physically,
on.
or do you mean like what it could store?
I mean storage capacity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want to say there was like a 2 gigabyte
No,
and like
okay.
a 4 gigabyte.
I don't even
maybe.
think there was a
Okay.
gigabyte.
Was it a megabyte?
Yeah, I think it was like
Think about it.
275 megabytes or something like that.
All right. So Danny's got 275. What are you guessing? Your prices right him or
I'm
what?
gonna say 2 and 4 gigs.
The PS1 memory card was 1 megabyte.
Oh,
1
My
megabyte.
God.
1 megabyte, guys.
wow! I
That's
can't believe you could
ridiculous.
save all that
That
information
bites.
in a couple kilobytes. That's insane.
That bites. The PS2, when the PS2 came out, it had 128 megabytes. So a considerable bump up.
That's
And yeah,
That's like 128 times more.
it's very close to being like that, Frank.
it's not.
And what I remember, because at least in that generation, I didn't get the number on the GameCube, but on the GameCube, if any of you guys played Animal Crossing
Yep.
on GameCube, you had that gray memory card, and it literally filled up the entire memory
Yep,
card
'cause it had to keep
just to
going.
make the Animal Crossing
Yeah.
save file. It was awful.
Like-
and that's when you knew it was going to be a problem.
In some context, this audio file that I'm going to be sending you of what we're doing right now is at least 128 megabytes.
That's true.
It's
you
so
can,
big.
Can you load it on a PS2 memory card and send it to us? Can you figure
Yeah.
out if that's possible?
I'll
Just
just
like several of them.
but I'm going to mail it to you. And I'm gonna do
mail it to us.
standard mail
Postal service style.
with a postcard.
Okay, another one for you guys. The Nintendo 64. How big was that memory card?
That cuts deep.
Oh, I have no idea. I didn't own one.
We
We were talking
Yeah,
before we
I
started,
asked him
yeah.
before this. That's why he's so lame. He didn't have one.
Yeah.
What do you think, Danny? Give
You're
me a
lame.
guess.
You're lame.
It was one of the it was like one of the centers of my childhood. That and GameCube. If I didn't grow up with
Then
this,
get it right.
if I didn't wake up, if I didn't grow up with a 64 or a GameCube, I don't know what kind of person I'd be because they were a
Be
lot
super lame.
of they were a lot of influence.
For sure.
And I still have one. I still have my original GameCube, and I have the one you gave me because my original one crapped out, I think.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still play it all the time. I play Smash Bros. And Jake's terrible at Melee, so he doesn't play me. It's kind of tragic.
He's bad.
He's bad.
so
He's
bad at
super bad at it.
When you see him later on, let him know that we both said he's
Yeah.
terrible at Melee.
He'll always be
Yeah.
like laying on the couch, and then I'll be like, "You want to get wrecked?" And he's just like, yeah. And I was just like, "I guess we need to get a 64 for you to play, huh?"
Yeah, but to be fair, he'd probably destroy you at the 64
I don't
one.
know.
Well, it's
He's
the only
really
one he
good at
ever
that
plays.
It's the only
He's
one
good
he
at
ever
64
plays.
Smash. But what do you think, Danny? How big's the 64 memory card?
Oh,
Give me a guess.
that's what
Give
we're
me-
talking about.
Yeah, give me a size.
Well, if the PS2 was 125 megabytes, I'm gonna go ahead and say, because they hadn't.
PS1 was 1 megabyte,
Oh my
and
God.
they're pretty contemporary consoles. They're in the
I'm
same
just gonna
generation.
stick around the same region and say 250 KB.
32 kilobytes.
Oh my god, that
It's
big
like, what's the
thing,
point?
that huge thing
Yeah,
that went in the back of the
yeah.
controller.
Yeah, the thing's 32 kilobytes.
That is ridiculous.
And just one more. The floppy disk is 1.44 megabytes. So it's laughable.
Wow.
Like, you couldn't even put a song on most of these things. You couldn't even put an image on the N64 memory
Oh
card.
my god,
Like a wallpaper.
a meme.
Yeah, unless
you couldn't even put a meme.
You couldn't meme. You couldn't meme the
But what
64.
about all the dank cat memes?
Yeah.
How did they get the cat memes?
Sidebar to that. I don't know if you remember, David, but like I used to rent a lot of N64 games from Hollywood Video. And one day
Yeah.
I got really excited because I knew there was a second Zelda out, and that's when Majora's Mask came out. I got home,
Yeah.
and I couldn't play it because I had to buy
you
an
didn't-
expansion pack.
Yeah, but that's funny because I looked up the numbers on the expansion pack too. The original 64, it was called the jumper pack, the thing that was in your console. It had 4 megabytes of RAM. And when you got the expansion pack, it was a beefy 8 megabytes of RAM.
Oh my god!
So it doubled your RAM.
State of the art.
And if you're a younger listener, what basically happened, there were some games on the 64 you just straight up couldn't play unless you had this expansion pack. And Majora's Mask was one. Donkey Kong 64,
Yeah.
Perfect Dark was pretty much useless without it.
Yeah. What's another one? Wasn't there like Army Men or something like that?
I think there was. Some of them looked better.
Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Yeah,
Yep,
Black
that
Ops
one.
2 didn't run on the 64.
Can you imagine what online play on the N64 would have been like? That would have just changed the world.
Well, you know what's crazy? The Sega Genesis was the first console to have online
That was
gameplay.
crazy. I used to play Power Stone like that.
I was not aware of that.
No, not the Dreamcast.
Oh.
The Genesis.
Oh.
Like the one that came out with the Super Nintendo. Isn't that insane?
Genesis?
The Genesis.
Wow.
I think part of the reason why memory cards are going to be gone forever, though, is because there's no reason to go to your friend's house and play video games anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
Everyone just plays
Yeah, I
online.
never go to my friend's house and play video games.
Well, yeah, but we play video games from like
Old
2
games.
decades.
Yeah.
It doesn't really count.
Overcooked is new.
That's true, actually.
Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time's new.
PS4 is bringing back some nice couch multiplayer, but on those you don't
Oh,
need.
I think I'm gonna buy
You don't
a
need to
PS4
have your
actually.
own
Finally.
save. You don't need to have one. Yeah, you need to hop on.
I just want to play with my friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to have an Xbox One, but sell that shit and get a PS4.
Compelling argument.
Well said, Danny.
I mean, it's okay to have one, but just get rid of it. So here's my number 2 on here: the constraints of house phones.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Definitely.
like especially
Knowing how awesome it is to have an extra long cord.
yeah. Corded phones is one thing because you could do a wireless phone. Everyone kind of had that after a while, but then you could like lose it, and then you'd have to do a little call feature and like hear it
You
beeping
just
in
hear
the
it like
house.
under a pillow somewhere.
Beep, beep, beep. Yeah.
Just like running around, it sounds like it's moving, and you find out your dog ate it, and you realize you're on a sitcom. That never happened to you guys?
Same.
No, that never happened to me. Or think about when dial-up was still the internet.
Oh my gosh.
But you couldn't use the phone with dial-up, or if someone called, it would like kick you
It
off
would
the
kick you
internet
way
or
off.
something.
I would be aiming with my
No
friends.
more aim chat for you, yeah.
I'd be aiming with
I was aiming you
with
probably.
FCA Hunter. That's you,
And,
right?
who else? Window Bum.
Oh my
was,
god, that
Jake.
was Jake. What was
my
Andrew's? I don't even remember. Was it just Andrew? It was probably like Andrew 123 or something like that.
It's probably like Thomas.
You shouldn't use your real name on the internet.
Yeah, he was
Come
a
on.
bad young.
Come on,
he was a
McMillan.
bad young kid on the internet. You remember all the old internet like sites like Rotten and stuff that people would pull up on like the
gosh.
computers at school to look cool.
I have not ever been on Rotten. I totally have.
I've never been to that website, but I remember E-Bombs World.
Oh yeah, it's still a
a
thing.
lot.
eBombs World is the gateway drug to Rotten.com.
Yeah, it is. It's a slippery slope.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Okay, so I had two more, but I'm just gonna go one, and this one's very recent. Pokemon Go.
Oh, interesting.
Do you guys remember that first week of Pokemon
Oh my
Go?
god, that was
It'll
a
be even harder
sensation.
trying to explain it to them because you can't be like, it's kind of like Pokemon Snap where it's open world and you have to run and find it because they're going to be like, what is Pokemon Snap?
Yeah, there's gonna be no basis to describe what Pokemon Go
I
was.
absolutely love Pokemon Snap.
Do people still play Pokemon Go in Seattle, Danny? Do you see that happening at
It's
all?
rare. I think everyone got it.
I know there's still meetups here in El Paso.
Everyone got
Do you
over
play
it.
Pokemon? Do you play Pokemon Go at all?
I'm done. Yeah, no, I stopped.
Yeah,
I stopped
that's
pretty
fair
much.
enough.
It's been probably like 6 or 8 months, almost a year since it came out. Like I was on it for like 2 months, and then I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm done.
I was jogging around the neighborhood the other day, and I just had it on. I was like, I might as well see what's going on.
New gen.
Man, yeah, there's a new gen, which, I mean, I don't know most of them. You know what I mean? Which automatically makes me way less interested. I know.
Therefore, I hate.
Yeah, I like more of the second gen, I guess, because I played Gold. But that was the
Wait.
last Pokemon game I played.
So the
I
third
just want to
gen
point
is in
out
it now?
for the listeners because they can't
No,
see.
third gen isn't in it yet.
Okay, so second gen. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to point out for the listeners because they can't see what's going on. But David just rose his hand like he was carrying a pizza and tilted his head back and forth like an old Indian man making an argument. It was beautiful.
This is the sound that accompanies it.
Yeah, it like entrapped me. I was like kind of looking halfway between you and Danny on the internet box there.
That there
and I was
interweb
just like,
box.
oh my goodness, look
Yeah.
at what he's doing right now.
That's just I talk with my hands.
And your head on that one.
But
It was very rhythmic.
The first like couple weeks of Pokemon Go, literally everyone had it on their phone. And if you're watching this like 20 years in the future and you don't know what it is, basically you like walk around, it uses your GPS, Pokemon randomly pop
battery.
up, and then you catch them, and you got to catch them all. That's it. That's the whole thing.
I was
Like I've been on some pretty long walks with you guys.
Yeah, we went.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
for the
all about
for the express purpose of getting those steps and catching those Pokemon.
For reals.
I was traveling on my way home when it was released, pretty much, and it was like I saw them in the air.
Just like riding the rails
Yeah, I was in the airport.
with your little hobo sack.
Yeah, exactly. But I saw it in the big international airports, and it was just madness. Everyone, literally everyone,
that was
just
insane.
walking around, just bumping into each other, just like.
We went to UTEP, the
Oh, yeah,
University
that
of
was
Texas
the
at El
goal.
Paso. We went over there, and there was like at least 100 people walking around in the middle of the night. It was like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. It was the four of us.
It was a happening scene, if you will.
It really was. And what's kind of crazy is like you'd be walking around, and someone would be like, "Oh, dude, there's like a Ghastly over there."
Yes.
And then everyone would be like, "Oh, we gotta go walk." It
Just
was-
crowds of people walking the same direction
So
to
bizarre.
catch digital monsters.
But strangely enough, there was like kind of a community aspect of it. Like people were just talking to strangers. It was so weird.
Yeah.
But they were still looking at their phones and being totally self-absorbed.
Did you guys see that Harry Potter augmented reality thing they got coming out, or did it already come out? It's like
I don't
they're doing a
know.
Harry Potter one. I don't know how I feel about it, but
Is that one? I mean, I don't know. I feel like I saw one that was fake, and maybe there's a real one. But are you sure it's not a
maybe it was fake.
fan-made trailer or something? I think I might know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like the Marauders map kind of thing.
Let's confirm this really
Yeah,
quick. I'm
let's-
gonna Google it,
let's
and if
check
it's
in on
true, I
this.
feel like we should pull Michelle in here really quick,
Oh,
and I'll put her on my mic with my headphones, and you guys can tell her about it, and
oh
Okay.
my
we'll get her
gosh.
reaction.
That sounds awesome.
Hopefully, it doesn't like blow out the mic and the headphones.
Oh, right. Oh my God, Harry Potter! Man.
Augmented.
Another thing, though, while Frank's looking this up, I think the killed Pokemon Go is, man, the file size is just way too big for that game.
Oh my god! And I mean, you don't. If you need your phone, you're not gonna have it. Because
For real?
your phone dies so quick on that.
I bought like an external power pack thing a little while ago. It's one of the better decisions I've made in my life.
I got
that is a
two
good
for
decision,
Christmas.
man.
Oh, dude, they're the best.
It is pretty great.
I don't have one of those. I need to hop on
It's
it.
like a big old thing. I like have to put it in its own pocket.
Oh, I have a keychain one. It's like that big. It's like a little small, maybe like 2 inches, something like that.
It looks pretty big with those big old Hawaiian sausage with pineapple fingers.
Sausage with. So okay. Thank you.
Yeah, like a pork sausage with some pineapple, like on a skewer. Ooh, that sounds really good, actually.
That does sound good. Let's get some food.
Yeah, there's a Hawaiian barbecue place right by you guys there.
Before we started the podcast, I asked David if he would like to go get ice cream
Oh,
afterwards.
how cute! You asked him out on a nice
Yeah.
date.
Little ice cream social.
Yeah, dude, I'm so excited.
I think
I'm
I'm
very
starting to
excited,
become
too.
more of a froyo guy than ice cream, though.
I was actually earlier. I was googling while we were recording to see what time Menchie's was closing, so I could get some of that sweet Menchie's
so
frozen yogurt.
good.
Those sweet toppings.
Yeah, stuff's delicious.
Menchie's not a sponsor. Hit it up.
Hit it up, please. We'll do it for just some of those candy rocks you guys got. Some of those chocolate rocks. Give us a little disc of that, and we'll shout you out every episode.
Shout out. Shout out, shouty.
All right, so I found this article confirming the Harry Potter augmented reality game. David, would you like me to hand this to you so you can read it off to Michelle?
Yeah. Is it?
Let me go pull her in here. I have a feeling she's gonna be unwilling.
Oh, snap.
Oh my gosh.
She's gonna be like, what?
What?
Oh my
When is this?
gosh!
It's Merle.
Oh my gosh. This is from the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it was.
How crazy. Oh, and this looks like it's kind of different, to be honest.
It's not that Marauders map one.
Well, no, it's like you use gestures and stuff to like to do
Cast
spells in the
spells.
real life. Yeah, let me see. Hang on. I'm just gonna copy this and send it to you real quick, so you can
Skype.
read this as well. It's on your phone.
Some cellular.
See, like before, you couldn't talk on the phone and use the internet at the same time, and now I can like Google, text you, and talk to you over the internet
The future.
and record
I
everything.
have just received it. Let's see. Magical Harry Potter world comes to life in augmented reality app. It's a thing. Confirmed.
It is, man.
Via
Hopes
the
to release the
Telegraph.
full platform by the end of January. We'll have to see about that, but because this was January 2017, so it should be out already. I feel like I haven't heard about it.
I haven't heard about this either.
Yeah,
That
here
is
she is. We
weird.
promised you one extra guest. Now we have two.
Two guests.
Yeah, you got to come in and say hi to Danny.
The show ain't big
Come
enough
take a seat.
for the both of us.
Those are your headphones.
So we have a very reluctant guest, my new fiance, Michelle Powell. What's your social security number, real quick? So we can get on the internet.
Hi, Danny.
Hi.
Nice.
Congratulations
There we go,
on
okay.
being a Pena. Soon.
Thank you.
Pena to be. So we have an article we just had to read to you, get your live reaction. The magical world of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter has been brought to life in a new augmented reality app. Spells can be cast by a user's voice and the swish of a physical wand as the Microsoft HoloLens tracks hand gestures. Mr. Malik, the developer, told Upload, the HoloLens is already capable of tracking your fingers, so if you have a sharp stick at the right orientation, you can still trigger basic commands, a swish and flick, if you would. It wasn't that much extra work to get that to work. That's a bad sentence. The headset displays items integrated with the user's surroundings, from everyday objects to chairs and clocks to his. I don't know if I trust this reporter. He's got terrible grammar. Currently, witches and wizards using the app can cast 3 spells: Wingardium Leviosa, to levitate. Oh my gosh, now I can't talk. Levitate objects, Incendio to set things on fire, and Expecto Patronum to ward off Dementors.
That's kind of fun.
Here, take a look
that
at this
sounds
thing.
fun.
So there's a tangle of wires going on. I don't know. What do you think about it?
So you don't need to like buy a wand,
Well, I mean, you can have one. It
Well,
might make
yeah.
the gestures more accurate.
but like you don't need to buy like a specific.
Do you guys know anyone that bought that Pokemon watch?
What?
I don't, but you know what? I also know a bunch of guys who got the Apple Watch, and it does the same thing.
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
Like you can use your Apple Watch to track your Pokemon thing. So
That's way better.
But I saw one at Best Buy for like $15 the other day. It was so funny.
It's already.
We were at Best Buy, and I was like, "What?
Oh, yeah.
What is this doing?"
Might as well
here?
get it at that point.
Yeah, right. I think that's what they were thinking.
Oh.
So Michelle, you want to toss in your impressions on the Harry Potter app? Or are you gonna hop on
So-
it like Pokemon Go?
So you use it with VR? Is it VR?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
It's augmented reality, so it's like you look through it and it's the real world, but things pop up that are fake.
But on your phone.
I don't know if it's your phone. It might be a virtual reality thing.
Probably unless you're using Google Glass.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
you're-
that dead piece of technology. Technology kids won't understand. Something that
Google
died.
Glass. I feel like it's gonna be one of
Google
those
Glass.
things like that. What did they make? Nintendo. They made like a power arm or the power glove. That's basically.
Oh, the
what,
Power Glove, dude.
that's basically
Yeah.
what Google Glass is.
Now you're playing with power. Yeah, that's awful. That thing is awful. Oh my gosh.
I think it would be cool if it were on like a console,
That
but
would be
like on your
cool.
phone.
Yeah, it seems like a
Yeah, it's
Wii
little
thing.
weird. It does seem like.
Yeah.
How come the Wii never got
Yeah,
that?
that would be cool.
I can't hear you, Frank, because you're not on a microphone now.
That makes sense. What if I scream? Can you hear me if I talk at this level?
Yeah, I did get that.
I
did
don't
get
know.
that a lot.
I just have to like project my voice.
Yeah, that's good. I am an actor.
Ha ha ha.
I didn't pause, friends.
Michelle's watching Friends. She didn't pause it. Well, you're free to go. We totally tossed you in here.
You
We just
are
wanted to
free
get your
to go.
You are free to go. I just feel like you're not as excited as I thought you were going to be. I thought you were going to be like, what?
No, well,
Harry Potter!
I just feel like it. Like, I mean, it's cool, but I feel like it could be so much better.
Oh, totally. It's kind of right.
like
in-
it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be so.
Like surface level kind
Yeah,
of thing?
on an app, like.
Yeah. It feels like Pokemon Go does so much more. That's more like.
Yeah.
That's more.
that already died out,
Yeah, it's a more captivating kind of thing. And that died out.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a.
like I'd want to like.
sounds like a flop.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Just for we'll put you on the spot again. Just for
Okay.
a number 10, a special 10. Is there a piece of technology you think kids aren't going to understand in the future that like only our generation might get?
Books.
Like
Books. Printed words. Democracy.
freedom.
Freedom.
I don't know. I mean, you're kind of putting me on the spot.
Think about it a little bit. We can edit out the dead silence. We can just like cut it, make it seem like we like thought of it immediately.
Like you are.
Very possible.
You are on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like routers.
Oh, interesting.
What is that?
Routers.
Oh, routers. Like
Yeah.
when there's countrywide internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or like Google, what is it, Google Fiber? They're just like putting that stuff
Yeah.
throughout your whole
Yeah.
city.
There's a couple countries that have countrywide internet right now, and I can't remember who it is.
Or like
South
maybe
Korea.
maybe even like cords.
Yeah.
Oh, we kind of touched on that a little bit, actually. I could see that for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Get
very
China
true.
out of the cord manufacturing business.
Got him.
Got it. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, I have to.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yay! we'll insert studio applause here.
Oh,
Yay!
thanks.
Studio
Thank
applause.
you, everyone. A pleasure to be here.
You can leave the Meryl right there. She's gonna be the fourth guest.
Well, Meryl's our mascot. We went over this in an earlier episode because she wouldn't stop.
Do I have
working.
to put her in the thing?
No, she's okay. She'll get in it somehow. I
I'm
think
glad
we got some of those.
I'm glad
audible
Buyo's
darknesses.
not the mask. Oh, the baby. Hi. Hi,
No, Booyo's too lazy to be a mascot.
Hello, Murmur.
Thank you, girl.
More like an ascot, am I right?
Hey,
Hey, got him.
All right, so listeners, I know we promised you at the beginning of this episode an Alien Covenant podcast discussion, but little does Danny know, Frank wasn't able to illegally stream that movie.
Got it.
Surprise!
Damn it,
Surprise!
Frank.
So we have a special, unprepared and
Are we just gonna spoil it for Frank?
Unprepared and
For Frank
unresearched.
right now?
No, we're not
Unprepared and
spoiling it for
unresearched.
Frank.
no,
But we got a surprise
we
in
got a
store
surprise
for
for
you.
you, Danny.
What's that? Oh, something's cutting out. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm adjusting the level of my mic because I had to turn it up for Michelle a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can we
I'm
turn
trying to
up?
find
Can we
the
turn
right-
up the peen a little bit too?
Yeah.
What?
The Penutron.
Let's see. I think he's at his level. Technical
Hello.
difficulties.
Put the little intermission music on.
Yeah, the little intermission.
Yeah, this is gonna have to be another one for the intermission music.
All right, so here's what we got. We have a choose your own adventure book that we're gonna read out loud,
Man.
and Danny B is gonna be choosing his adventure.
That's awesome.
And I picked this book because I knew you in particular would dig it. I'm gonna hold it up for you. This is
Can you dig it?
in case listeners you want to go to eBay or Amazon and order a copy for yourself. This is Choose Your Own Adventure 138.
Pause the episode you're listening to right now. Go on to Amazon.
What is it,
order
Dinosaur
it,
Island? Oh,
Wait to
heck
get it in
yes.
the mail. We thought you might like that.
It's Dinosaur Island
Heckin'
time.
yes.
All right, so here we go. Frank and I are going to take turns reading this, and we're going to see what happens, man.
I can't read. I'm kind of going to wing it, see how it goes.
Yeah, that's a problem, Frank.
Here you go, Danny. You've been having a lot of fun being an exchange student in Australia for the past year.
Good for you.
Now it's almost time to go home, and you and some of the other kids from your school are on the last scuba diving trip to the Great Barrier Reef. Exploring the strange coral world beneath the sea is a little like visiting another planet. After an exciting day at sea, Nancy Wilson, your dive instructor, and some of the other kids are standing at the rail of your boat as it heads back to the mainland. You notice a plume of smoke on the horizon and point it out to the others. That's coming from Kirkin Island, Nancy says, from the volcano. Have you ever been there, you ask her. She shakes her head. It's supposed to be very beautiful, filled with rare plants and trees. The island never got developed, though. It has no harbors, just coral and sand beaches all the way around. Who lives there, you ask? Practically no one. The last inhabitants were evacuated years ago. That smoke should tell you why. It's a matter of time before the volcano blows, and when it does, it could happen fast. I wish I could visit the island, you say. It would be cool to see an active volcano close up. No chance, Nancy says. A scientific foundation called the Le Bois Institute bought it. Le Bois. Hey, French thing. It's off limits to everyone else. They're doing experiments with genetics or something. Well, she knows a lot of information about this island.
There's probably like a plaque on the side of the road or something like that. Just explaining everything.
The Le Bois Institute, doing genetic experiments or something.
And stuff.
And stuff. All right, here we go. The plume of smoke is soon out of sight, and you give no further thought to Kieran Island until a week later when you're preparing to return home. You're watching the news on television one evening when the newscaster says, investigators have learned that scientists at the Le Bois Institute on Kieran Island have made a breakthrough in their efforts to clone dinosaur cells. It may take years more research, but if you're patient, someday you may get to see a real dinosaur. The newscaster smiles and shakes his head as if he doesn't really believe what he's just said. You don't know whether to believe it either. The next day you ask your science teacher, Mrs. Glass. They call me Mrs. Glass. Whether dinosaur cells really could be cloned. I guess you heard the news story last night, she says. Well, the answer is yes, in theory. It could be done by extracting the DNA from dinosaur blood. But how could you do that? Of course, there's no blood left in any dinosaur fossils. The DNA would have to be taken from veins of amber. Amber? How does it get there? This is ripping
Is this
off.
Jurassic Park?
This is Jurassic Park with blatantly Jurassic Park. Okay,
The
Frank,
cover doesn't say Jurassic Park.
you keep reading. It's the top of
How
page
did this
4.
book
We gotta
get
switch
by?
up readers. Yeah, I know, right? How are we reading
Some
it?
lawyer out there is messing up. She grins. Mosquitoes. A mosquito bites a dinosaur and sips its blood. Then
What?
That's what it says.
No, I'm picturing the little egg explaining this from Jurassic Park.
First, a dinosaur.
What's the DNA little structure's name?
Oh, it's a DNA.
It's Mr.
That's what it
DNA.
Yeah, it's a little DNA strand. Then it alights on some sticky sap oozing out of a tree. It can't escape and is soon encased in the sap. The sap hardens and is later compressed by dirt and rocks.
And then-
The hardened substance is called amber.
Bang.
The DNA from the dinosaur's blood is preserved within it.
Dino DNA.
And then you got dino DNA. Then what happens, you ask Mrs. Glass? Millions of years pass. The shape of the land changes. The amber is found in rocks that become exposed, she says. And somebody can make a real-life dinosaur from that? It would be easy. I don't know why I'm getting this accent. I honestly
Yeah, it's
don't know where it's
nothing.
coming
It's
from.
easy.
A piece of cake, you know? You just whip yourself up some dinosaurs.
get a
You
couple
get
billion
the dinosaur
dollars?
juice out. Yeah. Just talk to some investors. It's not that big a thing. Get out there, make dinosaurs happen.
Find some frogs.
That's the lesson we have so far. It wouldn't be easy, but it could be done, your teacher says. I guess I read that wrong. Sorry for ridiculing the book. That's my fault. It wouldn't be easy, but it could be done, your teacher says. There's a good chance that someone will make a dinosaur. It sounds awfully far-fetched to me. Well, I must say I tend to agree with you, she says. But remember that before we had computers or VCRs, they would have seemed far-fetched too. Did you think about that? Are you holding your armpit up to the microphone? Oh, you're adjusting something. What is he doing?
I wanted to
Does he
see
know-
what my armpit smelled like and sounded like.
Yeah, it's not coming through very loud. You might have to check your mic settings to get that pit to come through.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a nice pit though.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I don't tell you that enough.
I don't feel like most people do.
That's a compliment not seldomly given to people.
I'm bringing it back. You eat the food the guard has brought, but the coffee tastes bitter. A guard.
Wait, what?
That's page 5, I swear.
God.
Frank, does 4 say something at the bottom like go to page?
It does.
I
I didn't read that. My hand was covering it. So the last sentence you're supposed to was the VCRs. It would have seemed far-fetched too. Just think about that. Put a pin in it. Keep that in your head, Danny. You soon forget all about dinosaurs as you finish up your year in Australia. You've had fun, but you're excited about heading home. You and your two friends, America. Oh, you and your two friends from America. I thought one of your friends' names was America. It's like, wow, America from America. That's easy to remember.
That is.
But it's not. Her name is Kyra Bolin and Todd Harris. Have reserved seats together on the plane.
Sloan.
You're a little worried, though. A lot. What?
Sloan Ketterling. Johnny Hopkins.
You're a little worried, though. A lot of flights have been canceled lately because of exceptional sunspot activity. That sounds just acting all cray. Just being all, somebody test me today. That it's in the subtext. It's not actually written in this book.
This is what you're reading between the lines.
Yeah, I'm getting all in there. Most scientists say that solar storms of this kind are just part of a cycle that happens every once in a while. You know, sometimes you just get solar
Once in a
storms, you know.
while.
Sometimes they just pop out of nowhere. You gotta watch out for it. Wear sunglasses. The sunspots have been sending tremendous bursts of cosmic rays into space, causing beautiful aura displays at night, but also making television images into waving, fluttering lines and interfering with electronic navigation systems.
That's lame. Super lame, sunspots.
Super lame. I'm gonna read one more, David, just so I get this page turning thing down.
Get in there, man.
I haven't practiced page turning. I'm not super great at it.
Technology generations won't understand. Turning pages.
Turn the page.
Fingers and book pages.
Right up until the last minute, you're not sure whether your flight will take off or not. You, Kyra, and Todd, sitting in the last row in the plane, give a little cheer as the wheels leave the ground. Woohoo! The plane has only been in flight for a few minutes, however, when an announcement comes from the pilot. There's reported turbulence ahead, he says. We want to give you folks a nice, smooth ride, so we're altering course to avoid it. As a precaution, though, please keep your seatbelt securely fastened. There are a bit too many passengers on the plane, so somebody's going to have to be ejected out. Probably an old Asian man just minding his own business.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for riding United Airlines.
We've overbooked this flight. Are there any qualified doctors that can take off this airplane?
Is anybody a doctor? Is anybody a doctor? Get him out of here. Nailed it. Seconds later, the plane hits an air pocket and drops like a rock. Your small waterproof camera almost flies out of your hand. You decide to strap it to your wrist because, you know, in that kind of situation, you need to be able to snap selfies of, like, you and Kyra and Todd all terrified. Like, the Snapchat line just reads, "This is the end," smiley face.
After you've, like, gone and gotten that instant camera developed
Yes.
and scanned them into your computer.
Definitely.
And you put it on Snapchat.
And then right on the film.
Definitely.
right on the film.
Sorry about that, folks, the pilot says over the intercom. Things should be smoother ahead, but unfortunately we're experiencing an electrical problem. Navigation's out, and so is the radio, so we're returning to the airport. No need to worry, we have plenty of fuel. And by fuel, I mean the tequila I am drinking in the cockpit. It shall keep us going.
My breath is on fire.
For a moment, you feel relieved. Then the plane hits another wild patch of air. You're wrenched savagely to one side and your seatbelt digs into your stomach. Or is it pronounced stomach?
Stomach.
Stomach. Let me read that again. The plane sinks, then rises dizzily, then sinks again. That's a different sentence. I lost my place. That's the next sentence. We'll just keep going. People gasp. Someone lets out a scream. Ah!
Nice.
That's a good guess.
Nailed it.
Nice.
All right, David. I'm turning to page 6 for you.
Page 6. Let's see this.
Gonna read page 6 for us.
You know, we've had to not make any choices yet. Why make us flip
Yeah,
all
that
these
is
pages?
deep
This is
in.
more
and
like
no
a treasure
choices are
hunt
made.
for a story.
I know, right? Okay. The plane continues to lose altitude. For a couple of minutes, there's no further word from the cockpit. Then the pilot comes back on the intercom. Tighten your seatbelts, folks, assuming bracing positions, and do not inflate life vests, he says. You look out the window. You're going down. Well, I mean, we've already been over this, dude.
We're going down. This plane's going down.
Awful song. You're jerked to the side again as the plane hits the top
Fall out of the
an
sky,
ocean
boy.
swell.
Well, that's not very swell at all.
It bounces 20 feet into the air. I don't think it's how it works. Then smacks back down. Your head snaps forward and your head rolls off. You are
Ow.
dead. No, I'm just joking. Your head snaps forward and hits the seat in front of you. A wing dips into the waves, splitting the side of the plane wide open, only a row ahead of you. Then the whole front of the plane plunges down. The tail section with you, Todd, and Kyra?
Kara.
Kira?
Kyra?
It's
Whatever.
probably Kira. I don't know why I didn't read it. Kira.
Kira, probably,
Like
yeah.
Miss Knightley.
Still,
Is Kira Knightley a knight?
she's a duchess.
Is she?
They're not. I don't know. They're all strapped to their seats. It lurches back, exposing the sky in front of you. Water pours in like Niagara Falls. The whole front of the plane is already beneath the waves. You unbuckle your seatbelt and dive to get free. A wave breaks over you and you go under. When you come up, the part of the plane you were in has already sunk. Someone calls to you. It's Todd. You swim toward him.
Yo, what's up, Todd?
Hey, Todd.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Kyra is with him. They've got hold of a life raft. The three of you haul yourselves onto it. Amazingly, your waterproof camera is still strapped to your wrist. Hey, it was a good call, dude.
Yeah, nice.
It was a good call strapping that
I
thing.
could take beach
Nice job,
selfies.
Danny. I know you didn't decide that.
I
but-
did.
Oh my
You're doing
gosh.
pretty good so far, Danny. I just gotta say, you haven't died yet. You've made 0 decisions.
Got a camera?
Making it through this pretty easy, I might say.
Okay, well, get on the edge of your seat, guys, because there's the decision on this page. Here we go. You're too stunned to talk as you gaze at the horrible sight around you. An oil slick and some scattered debris are the only signs that your plane ever existed. There doesn't appear to be a single other survivor. Then a giant fog monster comes out of the woods. No, I'm just joking.
I was like, really? There was Rip-Off City up in
Yeah.
Dinosaur Island.
Well, this was before Lost, so I guess you got to give them that.
Oh, snap.
Was it Oceanic
when you-
Flight? What is it?
Was it before Jurassic Park?
I think it's 315 because it's some of the numbers.
Oceanic
isn't it?
Flight 315.
Because it's like 3, 8,
Oh gosh,
15,
it's
16.
been a hot minute, man.
Yeah, it has been happening. Anyways, I mean, Lost doesn't make any sense anyways.
Yeah.
When you pulled yourselves together, you and your friends poke around to see what supplies are in the raft. You find drinking water and emergency rations, paddles, a 6-foot mast, and a small triangular sail. Whoa, this is a pretty bomb little
That's a
life
nice
raft.
little find to
That
find
is.
at like the beginning of the game.
Right? You start unfurling the sail. Wait, Todd says. We don't want to sail anywhere. Search planes will be looking for us. We ought to stay as close to where we crashed as possible.
Now that they're flying Malaysia, they're gonna be looking in the wrong place.
Too soon.
No,
It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been able to too soon you.
I have to be more. I'll start having to be more controversial and topical.
That's something I'm always asking for. I don't think so, Kiera says. Our plane had changed course and the radio was out. The search planes won't know where to look. Besides, the sunspots have knocked out navigation systems. We can't be that far from land. If we sail west, we'll get there. It's better than just sitting here. You're supposed to stay with the wreck, Todd argues. It's a basic rule of survival. Kiera turns to you. It looks like you have the deciding vote, Danny. What do you think we should do, Captain? Are you going to stay near the crash site, or are you going to sail to the mainland?
I'm in an Australian. This is like I spent a lot of time in Australia, right? For this school.
Yeah.
Okay. So my first
Yeah.
reaction is, "You what, mate? Having a chuckle, are you?"
Beautiful.
So it's either what, turn back or what?
Yeah, okay, so it's stay with the wreck, or go sailing and try and get to land.
Stay with the wreck.
All right, staying with the wreck we are. 109. Let's see. I think you're right, Todd, you say. We should stay as close to the wreck as possible. The wind is blowing the raft slowly away from the crash site, so the three of you have to take turns paddling to stay near it. When you're not paddling, you lie back in the raft and watch the sky, hoping to see a plane. No help comes before sunset, however, and you resign yourselves to a lonely night on the water, trying to sleep. In the darkness, you lose all sense of where the plane went down and give up trying to stay at the site. There's nothing to do but wait for morning. You finally doze off into a fitful sleep. You wake up
Aw.
with newly risen sun in your eyes. Oh, that was a weird sentence. Your two friends are still asleep. A stiff breeze is blowing, raising whitecaps on the sea. You sit up. A wave breaks against the raft. Heavy spray flies in your face and soon wakes up the others.
Ah, you got water in your face.
Yeah. Salt water, too, man. That's lame.
It's a terrible way to wake up. You made bad decisions.
There's enough food and fresh water on the raft to last a week, but you decide to ration these supplies carefully. That's just as well because there's not a plane or ship to be seen all day long. Then, just before sunset, a new danger arises.
Bum 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 bum.
A group of sharks appears and swims up near the raft. One of them nudges against it. Others circle as if waiting for a moment to attack. You about to get eaten by a shark, boy. It's going to happen right now.
I'm down.
Wait. I'm going to hand this over to Frank. I'm just throwing this out here. I remember there being way more choosing in Choose Your Own Adventure.
I have chosen once.
Yes, chosen once.
Hopefully we'll get another one soon. We'll see how
We'll
this
see.
goes.
We'll see how this goes.
We're going to 86 or 87?
The one on the left. 86.
You know that the sharks could puncture the raft in an instant. The only protection is that they don't know it. Because sharks are dumb. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
They're like, hoo. Your only protection is that they don't know it. I just read that sentence. But that may not be enough. Another shark hits the raft. Harder this time. You smack it on the head with a paddle. And it veers off. Just like with his little shark tail tucked between his shark legs. Little known fact, most sharks have legs. I don't know if that was good enough, Kyra
Well,
says. What a pessimist.
There's that documentary that came out back when we were kids called Street Sharks.
That's true. I forget about that documentary
Oh my
sometimes.
gosh.
But
There's also Jabberjaw. He had legs.
He had
right?
legs also. So did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned most of that. Most things I know about sharks I know from that Jossum series.
Oh my gosh.
Get out of here. Get out. Leave the book.
Get out.
Sorry, guys.
Leave the book so we can finish this.
Yeah, Kyra's being negative and stuff. She points to the shark's fin, carving an arc in the water. It's circling back. I'll just hit it harder, you say. Todd grabs the other paddle. You brace yourself for the next attack. Fortunately, it doesn't come. The sharks all swim away, perhaps sensing better game elsewhere. The next morning
All the other bodies in the plane.
warm and hazy With a strange, yeah, it is probably all the floating bodies. They're like, oh wait, there's just some dead guys over there. Let's eat those. The next morning dawns warm and hazy with a strange sulfurous smell in the air. All right, who cut it? Who farted?
Me.
Danny.
Can I choose me? Can I choose who farted?
Oh, it's always you.
Oh.
The wind is blowing from the west. You see a smudge on the horizon in that direction. What's that smell? Todd wonders aloud. It must be that volcano on Kieran Island, you say. I hope it doesn't blow, Kyra says. Look, more sharks! Todd points to ripples in the water a few yards away. Man, just can't catch a break right now. It's heating up.
Yeah, you should have stayed with the wreck, dude. That's what I'm learning right now.
I stayed with the wreck.
Oh, no, I mean, you should have...
And you're about to
sailed
get
out?
wrecked.
Oh, get wrecked.
Get...
I'm about to get Shrek'd? Is this Shrek Island?
It's Shrek 3 Island. You grab a paddle and watch the area. After a second, something surfaces, but it's not a shark. The creature has a long neck and a small head with razor-like teeth. It stops and looks right at you, remaining just out of reach of your paddle. You get a glimpse of this 30-foot-long body and 4 powerful flippers. Except for its elongated neck and reptilian head, it looks like a giant sea lion.
Oh, that sounds not threatening at all.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Arton. The creature submerges as quickly as it came. Was I seeing things? Kyra says. What was that? This is what happens to people adrift at sea, Todd says. He cuts himself off. A brilliant flash of light has lit up the western horizon. It's the volcano, you yell. Sorry, I'm a little bit burpy right now.
Shark bait.
I think I just need to get a good one. I'll be okay. The flame slowly dims, and a plume of dense yellow-black smoke spreads out over the horizon. The water between you and the smudge on the horizon takes a white, frothy look. Suddenly, you realize what's happening. The blast! It's coming towards us! Blast! You pull the storm cover over the raft and zip it shut, then huddle down with the others. 30 seconds later, the blast hits, accelerating the raft down a wave, rolling it over and over.
Bloom. Blam.
And over and over and over to page 105.
We're on page 105? Oh, no, this is... Okay.
Yeah, earlier when David was reading, I was like, oh, we're almost done.
Wait, so...
And,
okay.
At last, the motion eases, leaving the raft right side up, except for a few bumps and bruises. None of you is hurt. You unzip the cover and look out. The sea is choppier than it was before, and the smoke continues to spread out from the site of the volcano. There's no sign of the sea monster. Where'd it go? Is it behind me? 3 more days pass before you're finally rescued by a passing ship. When you ask the captain about the explosion, he tells you that the volcano destroyed the entire island. All that remains is the reef formed by the crater's rim. But surprisingly, he scoffs at your report of the sea monster. This guy's crazy. There's no sea monsters. That sounds like a sea lion. Art. But later, when you get home, and you find its description exactly fits that of the plesiosaur, a 30-foot-long reptile that lived over 100 million years ago.
Dun, dun, dun.
The end.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Shut up.
What?
That's the end?
That was the end.
I had 2 choices.
You didn't even die.
I had 1 choice?
You had 2 choices and then it was over.
You had 1 choice.
And it
You
was
made
the one
right
that got me
choice.
killed.
Oh my god.
Well, that's beautiful.
And then he just went back home and nobody believed him. The end.
Wow.
I would be so upset if I was reading this as a kid.
I'd have been like, wow,
But then I would
what
just
a cop
turn
out.
back and just read it again.
Make some bad decisions.
That was,
Some.
that was some.
Apologies, listeners. I thought there would be more twists and turns, but it was just story time with Frank and David.
It was because I set the bar too high is what happened.
David, you fool.
See, that's the thing. You gotta, like, really set the bar low. And that way.
I don't know if I can still take you out for ice cream after this.
I know.
Ice cream's for
right?
winners.
Jeez, that was rough. Well, let's peep and predict this
Yeah.
thing.
Woo! Yeehaw.
Ow! Yeehaw!
So I've been trying not to vape so much on the podcast because it just takes up time in editing when I cut out like these harsh
Vape
vape noises.
Vape
but
life.
I'm just gonna start doing it. I think I'm gonna go the other way with it.
Just go really hard on the
Yeah,
vape.
just go really hard with the vape. So
Go hard.
This is my proactive apology to you, the listener.
Just go hard AF, man.
Frank, why don't you read one of these peeps for us, and Danny will read our here predicaments.
I couldn't hear you. There was a vacuum or something going on in the back.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man, our cables just keep going out. I don't know what's going on.
This vacuum smells like churros.
Is it churro flavored vape?
It is churro.
That's awesome.
It's so good. It tastes like a churro.
I can think of other things that you like that are churro shaped.
Dude, there's this place in El Paso
Like hot dogs.
that does like churro ice cream splits.
Dear God.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and they still have banana in them. How lovely does that sound?
Sounds amazing. Sounds like I need it right now. And then a stomach ache later.
All right, so I'm really excited for this set of peeps. We've made a change to the format of Peeps and Predicts. We have
Really?
prepared the peeps. Yes, so these peeps have come prepackaged to hopefully make for some better, matchups.
Better matchups.
Yeah. And I am excited about our first matchup with this new formula.
I am too. As an avid
it's
listener.
written in parentheses, the Batman versus JJ Arms.
Oh.
Oh, this is good.
Batman versus J.J. Arms. Okay, and then Danny, here's your predicament. Can you read it for us, please?
Killing Superman. Wow.
Interesting.
It couldn't be more appropriate.
It couldn't be more appropriate. And should we give some context on who J.J. Arms is for the listeners?
Well, I think we need to give context on Batman. I feel like most people don't know who
Yeah,
Batman
he's
is.
really underground. Super underground comic.
Batman is a superhero by Frank's definition.
I disagree. I disagree so hard.
Totally.
Check out
true.
last episode if you guys haven't, where Frank admits on air that Batman's a superhero. And
He's a superhero.
I'm so upset.
He is a superhero.
I'm so excited.
This is so upsetting to me.
I'm never going to let him
His
live
superpower is
down.
money.
Never let him live it down. His superpower is from his exosuit, which is apparently what Frank was saying. J.J. Arms is he's a detective. He's a private eye who got his claim to fame in the 1980s when I believe it was Marlon Brando's son got kidnapped. J.J. Arms found him, and he's like a high profile detective. Now he lives in
A
El Paso.
hide and go seek champion, if you will.
Secret.
He lives in El Paso. The thing about J.J. Arms is he doesn't have hands.
Yeah.
He lost them in an accident, I'm pretty sure. I got to look into that, actually. I don't know what the source of his no hands are.
Any guesses? Would anybody like to venture a guess?
I want
think
to
it's an
make a guess.
Yeah.
He was fishing for piranhas, or he dropped his magnifying glass in piranha infested water.
He was like piranha noodling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say war veteran, something involving war. That's my guess.
He also has hooks.
I think it was an unfortunate office style paper slicer accident.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. He was trying to cut his nails on both hands at once.
No, they were just working on some posters for some lame bake sale they were having to raise funds for printer ink. And yeah, people weren't paying attention. You always have to pay attention when you use one of those paper slicers.
Or he got bitten by a radioactive prosthetic hand. Twice.
and he got the
Radioactive
power of
prosthetic
prosthetic hands.
That's so ridiculous. He has two prosthetic. They're kind of clamps. That's
Their
the best.
arms.
They're J shaped, which
Oh.
is even funnier. That his name is J.J. Arms.
Yeah.
Growing up, my parents had a book of J.J. Arms, and I still have it. I should go bust it out. But this guy's house is amazing. He owns a tiger.
Mm-hmm. And a giraffe.
He has a creek that goes through his living room.
What?
It's running water that goes through the room.
That's how you get mosquitoes.
It's ridiculous. He's it's moving water. Well, he's got a wall of 25 handguns, and in the book it's got a caption under the photo, and it says that Each of these guns is responsible for at least one perpetrator death.
Wow.
Nice.
What a boss.
And
All right, so
guy-
JJ Arms lost his hands when him and some friends at the age of 11 broke into a Texas and Pacific Railroad section house and
my
stole some railway torpedoes, which I
What?
also had to see what they were. That's why it took me a second, which is a coin-sized device that is used to make loud sound as a warning signal to train drivers. So like when the trains roll over these things on the tracks, they like explode. Well, JJ Arms being like just too cool for school, you know, just being
Yeah.
like a bamf, rubbed two of these things together and they exploded in his hands and mangled him up real good.
holy hell.
Oh, jeez.
That's
What's
terrifying.
kind of weird is a little JJ Arms story. Right before we did this podcast, I had some Schlotsky's Deli. Delicious.
It's so good.
And about a year and a half ago, I was at Schlotsky's Deli for lunch because it's delicious with my buddy Eddie, and JJ Arms was there just eating at this Schlotsky's Deli. And I really wanted to talk to him, but he's very intimidating in person. I felt like he would have not been thrilled that I was interrupting his sandwich eating.
No, you don't mess with JJ Arms' sandwich eating
I have a
time.
very important question. Did he pierce his sandwich with his J's? And or
I-
was just one? Was he holding it?
I mean, I couldn't tell, but they're like, I don't know. I should have looked.
Did he rub the two halves of the sandwich together and they exploded with flavor?
I was trying really hard not to be intrusive.
Oh.
I was trying my hardest. Well, let's get this argument started. I think it's pretty obvious to start off that Batman has killed Superman
Yeah.
in the past.
That is a pretty good point for the side of Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But JJ Arms does have a collection of guns that are responsible for at least one perpetrator death each.
That's true. And if he had a kryptonite bullet,
And Batman's not used to killing. JJ Arms,
he's killing.
he
all
kills
the
for
time.
breakfast.
Both are detectives.
Both are detectives.
Both have action figures.
Both have gadgets that they use.
Oh my god.
One has a utility belt. The other one has utility hands.
Sport utility hands.
Oh gosh.
You know, it's pretty possible that JJ Arms can stumble on this podcast, and that makes me very happy.
Oh my gosh.
That would be interesting.
What up,
I'd be
JJ?
terrified.
JJ Arms, not a sponsor.
You could
But
be.
please.
Hit us up.
But please. Oh jeez.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll settle for some truffle popcorn.
I gotta, man, this is really tough, to be honest. I mean, Batman's a logical choice, but I feel like JJ Arms, given the availability of kryptonite, could also kill Superman.
Yeah, and he would just like be super good at tracking down Superman and finding out where his secret lair is.
Oh my!
I feel like
gosh,
JJ
you find
Arms
that Fortress of
is
Solitude.
not too far off from being as rich as Batman is fictionally.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Batman.
Was he eating a pretty fancy sandwich, David?
I mean, first off, I don't think Bruce Wayne's gonna be eating at Schlotsky's Deli. You know what I'm saying?
He makes Alfred go.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, maybe JJ Arms is just very savvy.
Everybody
with
eats Schlotsky's, David. It's delicious.
That's true. Everyone does eat Schlotsky's.
If you don't have a Schlotsky's where you live, find out where the nearest one is and go
Schlotsky's
buy
is
yourself
so
a sweet,
tight.
sweet sandwich.
I love
Yeah,
Schlotsky's.
Buy yourself a big sandwich and then buy yourself a little pizza so you can eat on your way home.
Oh, hey, booyah.
Cat crossing. So.
That was kind of like a dinosaur.
That was. It's terrifying.
Ba-na-na, ba-na-na.
No, David, the copyright
Oh
infringement.
gosh! Oh my god!
change
the
the key.
sweet, sweet copyright infringement.
Nope, still same key.
Be-dee-dee. Man, so I don't know. Should we just get a vote on here? What do you guys think? Is there any other?
I'm ready to
argument?
vote. I know who I'm voting for.
Let's say it all at the same time.
Okay.
3,
two,
2, 1.
Oh,
JJ
JJ.
Arms.
Batman.
Nailed it.
I'm also going JJ. Yeah. I'm sorry, Bat. I mean, I would love to vote for the Batman, but my gut is telling me JJ.
Yeah, I
Arms.
think JJ Arms would take it, especially considering that he's like a real person.
That's true.
That's
and
true.
Superman is also real.
That's true. That's probably the most credible argument. All right, well, let's take a look at this next predicament.
Wait, who's the reigning champ still?
Predicament.
Oh, the reigning champ is Ken Ham.
That's right. Oh, God. Ugh.
Yeah.
Did he beat Kent? Did he beat Nicolas Cage both times?
He did, dude, which was rough.
Yeah.
Because it was like running for president.
He beat him both
Oh.
times.
And it was like, he's not going to do that.
That's lame.
It's very lame.
I think, though, that there's no argument for Ken Ham being able to beat Superman, let's be honest. You'd have to have some kind of science. First off, Ken Ham probably doesn't even believe there's other planets.
I was gonna say, yeah.
That puts him at a disadvantage.
I was gonna
For
say
sure.
Ken Ham probably doesn't believe in Superman, and therefore beats him like that.
I don't believe in you, thus you don't exist.
Therefore you're not
It's like
real.
a Friday the 13th thing. You're not real. You're not real. And then Superman just like rips you and sucks you into the bed. Spits blood everywhere. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work
Yeah,
out.
Ken Ham would still beat Superman.
Yeah, I don't even think we need to vote on this. Like,
Nah, 'cause
J.J. Arms beats Ken Ham at defeating Superman.
Hands down.
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Hands down.
Hooks down.
I don't think that
Hooks
Ken
down.
Ham can even fight. I think J.J. Arms can at least hold
No.
himself in a fight.
Yeah, get out of here, Ken Ham. I'm excited to get
I'm
you out
glad
of
he's
here.
not
Okay,
the
so
reigning champ anymore.
here's our next predicament. A demolition derby on weaponized big wheels.
Nice. I forgot I wrote that in there.
Sounds fun.
I feel like that was one of my better ideas.
Demolition Derby.
Don't sell yourself short, girl.
Well, let's see. JJ probably has some kind of adaptive driving mechanism. And
Or even like you could put one driving hand on and one weapon hand.
I feel like JJ's just going to be a better driver than Ken Ham.
Well, we're
he's
still
got-
going Batman though, which I
Oh,
mean,
that's-
Batman.
Yeah, he's got to
has the
face. Yeah, he's got to face
Batmobile.
off with Batman first.
Oh, that's right,
But
that's
they're
right.
not driving. He's not driving the Batmobile.
He's got a big wheel,
Yeah, he's driving a weaponized big wheel.
kind
but
of-
he's got a Bat big wheel.
Uh,
He has to.
He
yeah,
probably
he
does
has
have a
every
bat
kind of
big wheel.
vehicle in a bat.
Yeah,
I would feel like Batman is probably one of the better drivers compared to JJ.
for sure.
I mean, he can drive
Definitely
everything.
way better than Superman, even though he's not in this one anymore.
Side argument: who do you think would win in a God, was it in a wacky racers race? Batman or Speed Racer?
Batman.
Because like Batman's got a lot of offense and defensive weapons, but Speed Racer's used to dodging danger.
I mean, if Batman's got the Batmobile, I think it's game over, man. There's too many things in that, and especially if it's like Christopher Nolan Batman, he's just gonna like blow it up.
Yeah, he'll just kill everyone.
Yeah, he'll just murder everybody. But he doesn't kill, but he blows everyone's cars up.
Yeah, he just blows cars up, but they don't die.
Yeah.
They're probably fine.
Yeah.
Batman, the hit and run champ of Gotham City.
Sir, you do know that Batman has at least 50 vehicular manslaughters on his record. Yeah, but look at all the good he's done for the city.
It doesn't count if it's with your car. That's just driving.
Yeah, that's true.
Gotham traffic rules. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say Batman.
Yeah, the Bat Big Wheel's got to
Still.
take it.
Got the
All
Batman.
right, so I mean, we have to have a tiebreaker, I think. But first,
Batman or Ken
well,
Ham.
I mean, Batman's taking it for sure. Ken Ham.
Yeah.
There's no way Ken Ham's beating Batman in any kind of demolition derby.
Ken Ham's gonna have like a big wheel that just has like a huge exhaust and is just like spitting out dangerous pollutants into the atmosphere because he doesn't think global warming's real.
It's cyclical.
It's,
Well, they probably believe that God will take care of it too.
yeah, I could see Ken Ham saying that.
Yep. Yep. It's in the plan. It's all on the plan. Sorry.
Yeah,
Bert.
Ken Ham, you got to get on out of here. It's got to be the Bat. I feel like.
Sending my.
So how do we?
Well, I think we just pick out another predict.
Is
See
that how
who
we
takes it.
tiebreaker this? Because this hasn't happened before, has it?
I don't think so. Not that I remember.
That's weird.
So Batman
yeah.
just redeemed himself then, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it's 1 for 1.
All right, you want to read this one, Frank?
Sure, suck it to me, David. That was a bad catch,
awful
and
catch.
it's on the floor. I'll be right back.
Welcome back, Frank.
Welcome back.
Thank you for that, Danny.
Hey, you're welcome.
Nice. A most dangerous game situation.
That's the perfect tiebreaker.
Yeah, right?
Are they hunting each other, or are they...
No, they're both being hunted. I wrote that on there for clarification.
Wow, dude. You knew exactly what I was going to ask in the
Dude.
future.
That's rough.
Ooh.
And who is it? Is it J.J. Arms and Batman still?
And Batman.
J.J.
yeah.
Arms and the Batman.
Man, who's more ruthless?
Okay.
Well, I think the Batman we should be thinking about, obviously everybody's first Batman when they think of Batman, Val Kilmer.
I thought you were going to I thought you were going to say
I was
Adam
thinking
West.
George Clooney. but- yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to go curveball on that.
I just read some Frank Miller Batman a few weeks ago, and that's like stuck in my head. And that guy's the
Meech
most
Miller?
brutal.
Meech Mill?
Frank Miller. What?
Meek Mill.
Meek Mill. The
That-
Meek Mill
that's the thing?
Batman issue run that he did right before. Never mind. Oh, jeez.
Aw, jeez.
Oh,
jeez.
crap.
Well, I just think if it's the dangerous game situation, which, if I'm remembering correctly, is on like an island.
Tis
isn't
on
it?
an
Yes.
island.
Like a tropical island.
Tis.
I mean, Batman's a ninja.
True.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be like hiding in the trees in the darkness. J.J. Arms he won't have all the. What if they take his hooks? What is he gonna do?
I'm sure private investigators are well versed in the art of camouflage. They have to disguise themselves as
Yeah.
like mailboxes.
In forests, though,
Yeah, man.
and he won't have any hands. What is he gonna do if he needs
You're
to?
assuming he lost his
climb up
hands.
something.
His robot.
This is J.J. Arms before hands.
No, you're assuming he doesn't have like his hooks and attachments and whatever he has. I assume he just carries like a duffel bag of various attachments for various tasks.
But if he's taking a duffel bag, then the assumption should be Batman has his entire utility belt.
Obviously,
I mean, that's just ridiculous, dude. That utility
Batman
belt's
usually
it's got
has,
everything
like-
in it.
it's the most dangerous game.
He has
Not like
double of
almost the most dangerous
He
game.
does have double of
everything. He has a
everything.
double of almost everything. I'm gonna go ahead and say Batman, easily.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I really wanted J.J. Arms to win, but
Now, I think-
just logically speaking, and a discussion of who would survive a most dangerous game situation,
I think
J.J. Arms or Batman.
if
It's gonna
the-
be Batman.
If the
Yeah.
predicament was, like trying to win a race on monkey bars, then I think J.J. Arms would take it.
Because he just can't fall off of him. He's just locked in.
Just the rhythmic, smooth, shing, 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 shing.
He would like destroy a Ninja Warrior course.
No.
Just,
Oh my goodness.
that's beautiful.
Oh,
That is
we may have
beautiful.
crossed the line of insensitivity, but I think I've been on the other side of the
Yeah.
the other side
Or
of that line
like-
for a minute now.
Oh, best T-Rex impression.
Dang. Oh my gosh.
Too soon? No.
No,
never.
that one's not too soon.
Those hands have been gone.
He shouldn't have rubbed those railway, whatever they're called together.
Tornadoes.
Yeah, railway torpedoes.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a bad.
That just sounds like a
idea.
dumb
Does
Oh
making
my
bad
God. Really
decisions.
bad
It doesn't take a detective to know that that's not a good idea.
And there's the best argument for why he wouldn't win the dangerous game situation.
Yeah, he
If
does
he's making
dumb
that
shit
kind
like
of
that.
poor choice, eesh. I mean, the worst choice Batman ever saw was like convincing his parents to watch that movie downtown.
He did nothing to stop that murder. It's your fault, Bruce. You killed your parents.
Oh my gosh.
Bad Bruce.
Shots fired, Bruce Wayne.
Shots fired, Bruce.
It's like that meme, Bad Luck Bruce. Just
Bad Luck Bruce. I don't think I've seen that one. You have to meme
what?
me
Bad
that.
Luck Brian.
Oh, dude, we should do a Bad Luck Bruce.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Well, David, you're the graphics department.
Another cat.
I got it. Another cat crossing.
Cat crossing.
All right, so the Batman, the new reigning champ of Peeps and Predicts,
As it should
The
be.
Batman.
A real superhero.
not a superhero.
I
He
can't
is a vigilante.
The timing of the universe is amazing. Last week we have Frank admit Batman's a superhero on the
True.
podcast.
I
Yep.
admitted nothing.
I was there.
This week Batman's the reigning champ.
I was there.
And I also had Schlotsky's today, and J.J. Arms was pulled out. Guys, the universe's timing is amazing right now. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
At least the universe is giving me ice cream.
Yeah, it's true. We're going to go get some ice cream after this.
Danny,
Well,
you want to come?
Yeah, I'm down. Sounds amazing.
we'll mail it to you. Be all melted.
Dude, we need to arrange like a Ivar's Whataburger
Oh,
swap or
God.
something.
What?
Actually, I just
Yeah,
don't think that
dude.
Ivers would be safe to bring
Probably not.
Oh, the fish and the
Fish
shellfish.
isn't known for its ability to travel.
Just next day air it, and we'll put it like in a cooler or something.
I am
It'll be like
thoroughly
$40 to
excited
ship
to get
it.
some Whataburger when I go back.
Oh, I'll take you out to Whataburger, baby girl.
When you come back, we got to do some live podcasts too.
Dude,
That'd be cool.
yeah, we're throwing down.
We could record a bunch of them.
Oh, and so much easier.
Oh yeah. Well, we
Oh,
need to
yeah.
have like awesome topics ready to go. That would be so sick. I am down to
Yeah.
throw down.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
Let's do it. Well,
Speaking of awesome topics, if you have any suggestions for Peeps or Predicts or anything else we'd like to talk about. David, did I just steal your line? You look like you were getting ready to say
I was
that.
so ready to do this. Yeah.
Beautiful. Let's high five really quick. We're kind of far away.
Yeah,
That was
but
also
we
an
still got
awkward
contact. I think you guys can hear
Yeah, we
You guys can
made
hear it.
contact. Yeah, shoot us an email at wedidapodcast@gmail.com.
We did
Yeah.
podcast.
And Danny B, why don't you do a little bit of plugging? Where can people find out more about your podcast?
Plug it up, girl.
And your doings?
We're gonna do a Glade plug-in right now.
Yeah.
Plug it in, plug it in.
So I have a podcast with my roommate and best friend and heterosexual life mate Jake Bonner, where we talk about movies and junk and comedy, and we talk about things that really, really piss us off. And that's called Yeah No.
You know what really grinds my gears?
You know what grinds my gears? Hello, Stassi. It is Yeah No, the podcast. Yeah spelled right, and not the German Ja.
Yeah.
Yeah No, the podcast.
Amazing clarification.
That's Yeah No, the podcast, all one word, at gmail.com. We're gonna have episode 3 coming out next week. I'm very excited about it. Yeah.
I'm excited about it, man. It's been great so far. I've really been enjoying myself.
Thank you.
Listening to it. Except Into the Wild's a masterpiece, but that'll be a discussion for our next crossover podcast.
Ooh. Yeah, and I'll try to find a better stream of Alien Covenant so we can get to that. Or I'll just go see it. I'll just take myself to
don't
Alamo
pay money
Draft House.
for it. Don't pay money for it.
But then I get to...
I mean, yeah.
I feel like even if you go to see a movie at Alamo Draft House that's not great, you still got to go to Alamo Draft
It's a
House.
good
Get
experience.
some
I
of that
really
sweet,
like
sweet trouble
going.
popcorn.
Gross. I'll eat the cookies.
Yeah.
At Alamo Draft House, you'll enjoy the film as much as you enjoy the experience.
And the alcohol.
Mm.
Yeah,
I can just have beer and cookies and ice cream. It's lovely.
I rewatched a stream of it right now, and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad at all. But I mean, it's definitely worth. I think it's worth seeing in theaters because the visuals are great. And
Well, I also feel like just to give it a fair opinion, I should see it on a big screen with all the sound.
yeah.
All the sounds.
I'm also gonna go see. I'm probably gonna go see Wonder Woman sometime this weekend. Hopefully,
Oh,
Wonder
okay.
hopefully
Woman.
with Jake, because I hear it's the highest rated DC and Marvel movie, even of the two to come out
Interesting.
in the last
really?
couple of years. I think already it's at 96%, and it opens tonight.
That's
Wow.
pretty cool.
Yeah. It's very exciting.
That is pretty cool. It's a big step up from Disney's like 37% or like whatever, or Disney, sorry, DC's whatever
yeah.
the last abysmal movie was.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a fan of the DC movies, even though they're not great, but I like it. I just want to see them on the screen. You know, looking forward to
Well, fellas,
the Justice League.
the Justice League.
Oh my god.
Final thoughts, anybody? Anybody want to come up with a catchphrase right now off the top of your dome?
Let's see.
No, I don't. It's gonna be embarrassing.
That's kind of what I was going for.
Horseradish.
It's gonna be embarrassing.
Horseradish is a vile substance, and no one should eat it.
That's a good catchphrase.
It's pretty good. I'm not gonna top that.
David, catchphrase, go, boom.
Go boom now.
Just don't try anything. That's it. That's my catchphrase.
You heard it here from David Pena first. Just don't try
Stay
anything.
with the
kid.
Don't try
familiar.
anything.
Change is scary.
Yeah. And label stuff.
I guess my catchphrase would be... Oh, that doesn't taste right.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
Oh,
like-
insert picture here.
I like the connotations of that one.
Yeah, me too. I'm digging that.
I will insert something and say, David, you got to play Little Nightmares. It is tight.
Oh, I gotta do it.
It is
I gotta
super
do
tight.
it. I'm like forcing myself to finish Shadows of Mordor because I've had it for like since I got my PS4.
I still got to finish.
And it's just so repetitive.
Yeah, it is. After a while, the rest of like the 40% of the game is the same thing over and over and over and over and over.
That's so funny because that's where I left off, and now I'm like
right at
getting into
40%.
it. For reals, I was looking at my save, it was like 57% of the game finished.
And you're just
I was
like, okay,
"Jeez,
I guess I'll pull through the
I'm
rest.
gonna have to grind fest this thing. I'm not down.
It's it's a good game.
It's exactly like all the Batman games too. If you played the new Batman games, funnily enough, it's legitimately the same game.
Yeah, it really is. Exact same game.
Yeah, but Batman.
I can't finish those things. Yeah, I don't know. Like I understand what you were saying last. It wasn't this last podcast, maybe the one before. But man, I really
The first test that'll never see the light of day.
maybe. No, I don't think I was on it, but it was.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It was when you were talking about like, man, my attention span and devotion for games has died so much.
Oh,
I do remember that.
That was last podcast. That was the cybernetic enhancement thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it totally does, dude. I mean, I don't know how I did it when I was a kid. It was just like you could focus in on
I
it
need quick and
100%.
dirty, man.
Yeah.
I like haven't even finished Fallout 4 like completely, and I would have as a kid.
But you know what? It's also this is going on a whole nother topic, but Fallout 4 is not as good as the other ones were.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun, but it doesn't. The world just feels so shallow compared to like 3.
It's not as fulfilling.
Fallout 3 was just like, oof.
It's the best game for sure.
It really is, dude. I mean, I haven't played New Vegas yet, but everyone tells me that
I
was
like New Vegas. It's
amazing.
very immersive and really different. They never did anything like it before, and it was really cool. The story was really good, and Fallout 4 is just one big thing for me was that I hated that they just what is it called? Shooed in the old music. They just carried over the old music. You know what I mean?
It's a little pet peeve of mine too. There's like 30 songs in Fallout
Yeah.
4, if even that. It's like, dude, this game is, half a terabyte almost, or who knows how big it is. You couldn't put 80 songs or
Yeah.
something. You couldn't just like make it so I'm not listening to the same 4 songs over and over again.
Yeah, and see the thing is, it's like there's only like 4 or 5 new songs, and the rest of them are all from the old Fallout 3 soundtrack.
Yeah, that's pretty lame. I mean, the cool thing is you can unlock songs as you go along.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's some events in the game that give you a new song that shows up on the radio, but
get good, Danny.
it's not that much.
What's that? Get good?
Get good.
Yeah, man. Have you tried getting good, bro? Have you tried that at all?
I've been finding myself having to do this to finish Horizon Zero Dawn. I really love that game. It's a great game.
Oh, I hear it's amazing.
That's an amazing game. It's very great, and it's it's not too hard, but it's like even games of that scale. It's just I bought that game like 4 months ago, and still haven't finished it. Haven't had a chance to.
I mean, the only thing I'm really like considering putting my full time and devotion, my spirit and my heart and my soul into. I'm gonna buy a Switch. I'm just gonna get Breath of the Wild. I'm gonna play for like
there you go.
300 hours, and I'm not gonna regret any minute of it.
Yeah, I hear it's
It'll be
about the
amazing.
same size as Skyrim, lengthwise.
Yeah,
and,
dude, and it's
and Zelda.
ooh,
Yeah.
So I'm so down. Oh my gosh, I'm so down.
I feel like I should invest in that. I would like to get a Switch for that reason. That is the one game I would buy it for.
Hey, we got to throw down on Smash Bros too. I just got Smash Bros on DS again, so we got to
tight. Online? I haven't played it in a minute.
I mean, I haven't either, so it'll be like a fair match.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
I've been getting trashed online, so maybe we'll do some recordings of it. And we'll,
dude, that would be cool to do a
put 'em
live
up on
one.
the page. Yeah, dude.
You might have to find a censor bleep for that.
Oh, we definitely will. We haven't had any profanity on the show yet, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, we've been doing really good. I'm very proud of
It takes some
myself.
thought
I'm
process.
impressed, guys.
It takes some processing power.
Yeah, it really does.
Because Jake and I are dirty AF. And we.
Oh yeah,
we just
your
let it fly.
podcast is very adult rated, but it's been really enjoyable, dude. I'm very I'm just it's just so enjoyable. I'm really
Thank
digging
you.
it, man.
Thank you.
Aw.
Aw, so is
Well,
your guys'.
Danny, thanks for joining
Thank you
us.
for having me on. It's always a pleasure, and I look forward to whenever you want me on again.
Yeah. Let's do another one right now.
Okay, yeah, let's start it right up. Let me just.
And go.
Hi, welcome listeners to the 6th episode of We Did a Podcast. Today we're talking about